Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Badass Business Builders. My name is Joella. I am your host today and every day on Badass Business Builders. Anyway, today's topic is everyone is not your client. Throughout my career, I've learned the types of attributes that make up a great client and some of the common signs that indicate to me to run like hell because it is clear that these people fall into the bad client category. You know, when you're providing a business service, you're offering your expertise to help that business, which means that you will inevitably be working with this person or the point person assigned to the project on a day-to-day basis. One thing that the last 2 years have shown me is that it's not worth my time or my energy to work with less than ideal clients, because these relationships always have me working more for less money, explaining the strategy and the benefit to them over and over and over again, resulting in more frustration on my part and actually a loss in my own confidence, and a huge, frequent, fast, rapid decline in work satisfaction because I feel like I'm not working to my full potential on behalf of my client and not achieving the results that we set out to do. And I'm a results girl. People work with my team and me because they know things will get done and that they will be in a better place because of our working time together. However, although some of my clients know this coming in, their own way, beliefs and patterns tend to sabotage their success. And I learned that this is something that I personally cannot change. So I've decided to get better at screening my clients and to not jump into large projects at the onset of a new relationship, to ensure that we're a good match and that I could truly help them without spinning my wheels or, second guessing my ability. What I've noticed in my working career is that there are 4 main categories of bad clients that if they present any one of these characteristics that I'm going to share with you, it's best not to proceed because it will leave you in a funk. I can guarantee it. The first type of bad client is the clueless. Now, this is the type that probably means well, but they just don't have a good grasp on exactly what they're hiring you for or how to best utilize your skills. And the lack of this knowledge actually makes them fearful. So although you might think, okay, this is easy to fix, I'm the expert, I could show you the way, I'll hold your hand, we could do this together, they'll actually be resistant to implementing your expert advice, especially if it involves spending money. Instead of trusting you, they hem and haw about pulling the trigger, they put you off, and then ultimately complain because they aren't seeing the result that they were trying to work with you on, like new traffic or more sales or whatever that might be. Meanwhile, you're pulling your hair out because you've explained why this is happening in so many different ways. You've demonstrated what the process is going to be over and over and over again. What I've learned with this client is you can talk until you're blue in the face and they will never pull the trigger. They'll use stall techniques, always saying not now, but soon I'll be ready. Or they'll reschedule calls because there's always something more pressing and demanding of their time. They'll even admit that they're clueless, but won't follow your expert advice, and in time actually believe that you don't know what you're talking about because their inability to move forward appears in their mind that you're the one at fault. The biggest warning sign related to this problem client is that they push back on everything, especially when it comes to investing in their own business, like paying for ads, paying for your service, or paying for team members to help. That was number 1. Number 2, this type of client I call the know-it-all. If a prospect reaches out to you with a problem that they have been trying to solve, say to build a better lead funnel or to support clients with better customer service, they have the problem because what they've been doing isn't giving them the desired result. So as you start down the path of outlining the plan of action and start to hear something like, well, I don't understand why building a webinar funnel would be so expensive. It's simply a build one and duplicate it over and over again. So I don't agree with your budget or your approach. Or we've been sending emails and people are clicking, so I don't think this email is going to work here. Listen, the bottom line here is, if they knew how to do it, they would have already gotten the result. So if they are pushing back on your expertise because of their actions, there is no changing their perspectives. Sometimes these know-it-alls seek out calls to gain ideas, like they're idea shopping. It's almost like a way for them to confirm that what they were doing is actually right, or perhaps by talking to you, they get a new idea and they try to implement it themselves. Because they know it all. They're know-it-alls. And because of that, they'll never actually hire you for the project. The third type of problem client that I come across is the flaky one. Now, if this prospect reaches out to you, but then repeatedly flakes on a call, especially the ones that they schedule themselves, cut them off and don't work with them. Run like hell. If a client says they're going to do something and they don't follow through on the third time, it's time to part ways. They're not committed. They're too flaky. If a client says one thing one day and another thing another day, and you find that this is like a pattern of theirs, it's ongoing, they are flaky. They're not going to change. It's time to move on. I realized that I was accepting working with this type of flaky client because I really needed the work at the time. So I actually ignored the obvious red flags related to this type of client. And what I've learned is that this type of client is, if they aren't clear on their business desires or if they're on their plan, and their approach changes day by day, they will not benefit from your help because they will be caught up in their own story and will continue to make excuses on new ideas that will keep coming to them or keep distracting them from their own success. So as soon as you realize you are dealing with a flaky client, respectfully pardon yourself or decline the work in order to maintain your sanity. Now, the last type of problem client is the shyster. Now, this is probably the worst type of client. So the sooner you could spot them early and avoid them at all costs, it will save you so much frustration and so much self-doubt. This is someone that pretends to be your best friend. They might portray themselves as a good person or a visionary, when in reality, they're just setting you up to work as much as possible for them for free or for very cheap. They introduce you to friends and colleagues. They blow up your ego with nice things to say and how amazing you are as a person and how they couldn't do this without you. But in the end, their intention is to have you do as much as possible for as little as possible. In fact, these shysters don't understand the importance of paying for services that improve their business or their life. They would rather nitpick and stay in a place of bargain hunting and negotiating because they believe that the less money they spend, the more money they will make, when in fact, this behavior is a trap and will only keep them broke. Friends, there are a lot of bad clients out there. There's all types of bad clients out there. The key for you as a business owner is to recognize the signs early before you engage in any type of working agreement. Before. And if you find that you start working with someone that's less than ideal, it's okay to say, hey, after we're done with this project or complete the project, you part ways. Don't feel like you're committed and you have to stick in there, because it's not going to help. You can't change someone. The good news is there are tons of great clients out there. And the key to attracting them, these amazing clients, is to get super clear who your ideal client is and how to spot them. When you work with ideal clients, you will find that you'll be more productive, lucrative, and filled with joy and happiness, and ready to work every single day. So why would you want to put yourself in the drudgery of working with less than ideal clients, right? So now I ask you, how do you describe your ideal client? Are you crystal clear? Because once you know who they are, they will be attracted to you. You will be able to have more opportunities to speak with them, right? So I'd love to hear, how do you describe your ideal client? Put it in the comments below. And thank you so much for joining this episode of Badass Business Builders. Always a treat to be here with you. And I'll see you around next time. Have a good one. Bye.